Hot mic.
I was waiting for that.
And boom, here we go. Here we are. We are live.
Woo!
Woo!
Hello.
So here we are, folks. Hello, and how you doing? I'm Maddie, and this is So Chatty. This is going to be a I don't know, maybe weekly, maybe bi-weekly. It really depends. Saturdays aren't the super easiest thing to do, but it is the best time to stream something because, at least through most of the people I know, um, only one group that I talk to regularly, that I know very well, does a game on Saturdays, and that's Soul Bear, obviously. So I have to watch out for when I do my streams on Saturdays for that. So yeah,
I'm sure
that's
we
good.
can fit it in.
We'll figure it out. We're good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is going to be my third and hopefully final pilot, as the premiere episode is going to be on the 8th, and that is just over a week away. So here we go. I have an amazing panel of people, some of my favorite people on earth, and I'm so glad they could join me tonight. Let's go ahead and start on one side, move over to the other. Oh, thank you, OLAB Gaming. Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Aw.
You are awesome. Big
You
old
are
heart for you. That is, I just became an affiliate. Those are my first bits, inaugural
Aw,
bits.
Yay!
Thank you
Bit
so
cherry
much.
poppin'.
First, we'll go over to the left here. My buddy, like the, probably not the, no, he probably is the smartest person I know, but he also is the person that knows more about D&D than anybody. I think even more than Mike Merles, but I think I might be over exaggerating.
That's an exaggeration.
I might be exaggerating,
Mike
but
Miles kind of wrote the book.
I know,
it's
but
kinda hard
but I
to
mean,
just- it's kind of hard to know more than the guy who wrote it.
I think this guy is like Gary Gygax incarnate. So, my good friend, everyone's favorite wizard, Death by Mage, Jacky.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jacky, known as Death by Mage, your friendly neighborhood fireball slinging arcanist.
Our next guest, or my next guest, I don't know why I keep doing that. I gotta fix that. I keep going we and our and stuff like that, and I'm like,
You're just using the royal we.
I'm
It's
the
all
only
right.
person doing this show. Like, this is my show.
Well,
it's you
that might
and
be
the
my
voices
fault
you
too,
did.
because remember, I'm the one who used we when it's singular.
Oh, I just no. I mean, I've been doing it when I write stuff up for the show and things like that. Oh my gosh! Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, big heart hands for you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. Okay. My next guest is she's kind of like my Discord wife. We are Discord buddies. We are yeah, it's like a day does not go by anymore that we aren't yelling each other's names at each other. My good friend Matt Kim.
I think we're in like 10 Discord chats together, so wherever
Something
we
like
happen
that.
to see each other first, it's fantastic.
That's kind of how it goes, yes. Yeah, the show itself, yeah, it does kind of include we, so I think so. I'm feeling better about that. Because I think even on the welcome placard I had, it was like, thanks for joining us, or something like that. I was just like, yeah, because it sounds better than thanks for joining me, because I'm me. 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 No, that's weird. Okay. And it's a good thing this is a pilot because I'm going crazy. So, anyway, my next guest is brother from another mother. Such a great dude. I love this man to death. He is from Dumpstack Charisma. My buddy Smurf, Robert.
Yo, what up? Go buy a shirt. You can't buy this one though.
Oh, no, can't buy that one. No. One of a kind right there for him. And, yep.
You have to fight him for it,
I know.
Highlander.
So go to PAX, find Robert, and fight him for the shirt. There you go. There can only be one.
There can only be-
And I had to save her for last. This is her like reemergence, back on stream, back on Twitch, back in all of our lives and all of our faces. We love her to death. My sister, my dear, dear friend, Shariki Kerry Lyons.
Hello, everyone. I was about to say, I mean, before that introduction, I was going to be very upset you were cheating on me with Kim, but
Only Discord.
That's
okay,
right,
all
that's
right.
Only on Discord.
Discord's like Las Vegas. It doesn't count.
Oh,
I like it.
I like that. I like that.
that's a good description.
There you go. Oh, hey, Buddy Bear. Buddy Bear's here. Obviously, of course he's gonna be here. Gary's here. Come on. Come on. Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
You know he'd be here for you too, Matt.
Oh, I know he would. He's a wonderful, wonderful friend. I love him to death. Thank you for being here, buddy. So we are we're gonna do a little chat. We're gonna talk. It's gonna be, we're just gonna have fun. Keep it loose and easy, and just whatever. Interact as much as you want, and yeah, like we'll probably go for 45 or so. Probably won't be as long as some of the other but I just glad you could all be here. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and start. Kim, you're fresh in my life. I think a number of
We've only known each other for 2 or 3 weeks now.
I know it's so crazy. But we talk every day, and it's like it's all day. It's all day.
Seriously.
Yeah. But so I know a number of folks that I spend a lot of time with probably haven't met you yet, or haven't seen a lot of things that you've done, because you do a couple of podcasts. You have your own podcast that you do with your friend called Service Desk. And
Indeed.
because you are you basically do like tech.
Service desk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so along with and now you're on the Beholder's Eye podcast. You do Mimic Nights on Welcome Party RPG, which is a great show, great group. I highly
I love them
recommend.
so much.
What's that?
They are a fantastic group
Yeah.
of people. It's so much fun to be with them. And Beholder's Eye, they're like brothers to me now. They're all
Awesome.
fantastic.
That's
Right on.
awesome. But I want to talk to you about Service Desk. I actually I love this podcast.
Aw.
I've really enjoyed it because I'm kind of a tech nerd, but not like I'm a pseudo tech nerd. Like, because like I know technology a little bit, and I geek about it a little bit, but I'm also like known as the analog gamer. So like when it comes to the video games, the little whatevers, yeah, I'm not so great. But I love this show. I want to know, how did you and I'm sorry, was it Andrew?
Andrew's my co-host.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, I am horrible with names, and I remembered that.
That's-
That's pretty good. So how did you guys all like get together and come up with this and get this started?
Well, it was actually my idea. I was working in a service desk at a nonprofit, and we happened to have somebody come in as a temp. And every day there'd be some stupid story of like somebody like totally forgetting their password or having some really simple issue that I was like, you just need to restart your computer and it works. Just do it. Don't have to like wait and call us and then get mad because we don't return your call right away because I was working with someone else. And so I'd have all these stories. And one day she was like, you know what? You should start a podcast and talk about all the crazy things that you tell me and give those tips to everybody. And then maybe they won't call you and be so stupid. And I was like, well, maybe we can't tell those stories.
Right.
But my co-workers didn't really want to do a podcast, and so Andrew happened to be somebody I knew who did service desk stuff, and he's actually in South Dakota, and I'm in Nebraska.
Okay,
But
yeah.
we make it work.
That's awesome. I love how just the internet and all this stuff like really kind of gets us all connected. I mean, all of us are basically spread out across the country right now, but here we are. We're sitting around sitting on this virtual couch having a discussion, and it's amazing. I love this. So, Mage,
Yes.
Jacky, wow, I haven't called you Mage in a while.
Everyone here has
Yeah.
called me Mage for forever. It doesn't change.
I know, but I've been calling you Jacky for some time now, and
I've started calling him Jacky.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
It's fine.
it was weird that I just slipped out. Wow. But anyway,
It's not like it matters. Like that,
move
that
on,
never,
Matthew.
never bothers me.
um, so you have the website. You do press for Encounter roleplay, and
Mhm.
you have a very very successful book on DM's Guild called Journey into the Feywilds, and this has been a hit. And you are currently working on basically the layout for it to be printed. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm working on it right now. It's been offered to be a print on demand. It's been offered to be a print on demand a long time ago. It's just I'm greedy, as we all know.
Yeah.
For those who know me personally, yes, I'm a very greedy person when it comes to wanting to do more. Not greedy in the monetary sense, greedy in the sense I want to get everything.
You want to do
So-
all the things.
Yes, and for those who've known me for as long as you have, you've known I just end up putting more burden on myself in the end.
What? No, not you.
I know, right? Anyways, so I decided, but one of the things was I wanted to kind of update the book, make it nicer, less blocky than it was originally, and then also on top of that, I decided to add 20 pages of additional content because I'm a psychopath. So. And then I had to commission new artwork. I also had to do some changes in the layout. So now from the 60 pages it was originally, it's going to be 80 pages.
Wow. That's
But it's going to be I've decided to also kind of curb a little bit out on my end. So where I'm not going to go for super amounts of profit. I just want to make sure I get enough of what I got from the digital version. So the final price point should be just the cost of the book plus my original amount plus, and that's probably about it. I'm not going to ask for a whole lot. But printing that thing is going to be expensive because I'm getting the best hardcover possible and the best glossy paper possible from Drive-Thru RPG. So I think the cost is like $15 to $16 a book to print, and I'm like, okay, so we're gonna have to charge this at least somewhere around the $30 range.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think everyone will be okay for $30 for an $80 book with some of the best artwork you could ever hope to find.
And the artwork is amazing.
Yeah, I have to give credit where credit's due. Like Journeyman 1029 and is an amazing artist. He's been getting very popular now, thanks to I think in part to that. We kind of joke about that every so often. And I know Samantha Darcy is really happy about it. I actually commissioned her for another piece to be added into the book.
Nice.
Good.
So she will have more art to claim to herself on that book. I think she is actually, her and Journeyman are the two most prominent artists on that book. Everyone else only got maybe one or two. I think one person got two, and then everyone else got one, and then those two, and then Sam and Journey got three.
Oh.
So, but for since Maddie, you're on my Patreon, you know that I have other projects I have sitting in the background coming slowly into fruition.
Just a few. You know. Just a
Kerry,
few.
you too. You know how
Just a
how
few.
long that list has gotten.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. You don't do anything. You're like
No,
you just
no,
sit
it's not-
around and eat tacos and stuff like that.
Did I forget
so.
to tell you guys I might have enlisted myself to 3 more projects by accident?
So about that intern.
I know there's been a lot of joking going around Soul Bear about an intern and stuff like that. But really, this is the man that needs an intern. He needs like 12 of them, and thankfully he is going on vacation very soon here. So
I'm not. I'm gonna be working on that vacation. Right?
I know, but at least you'll still, I don't know, take a little time.
I got alcohol, a nice comfy chair, a nice scenery, and I'll be working on my laptop the whole time, and then I'll be visiting Alaska when I'm on the port. And that's all I'm doing.
You'll be up on an iceberg still working on it.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen. It's very likely. I think the only time I'm not working is when I'm out of that cruise ship, because then I'll be seeing some people like Robert.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
I won't be working that whole week. That's actually my fun week.
That's awesome.
It's weird. I'm having more fun off the boat than actually on the boat.
Well, I don't do boats. I got a messed up middle ear. It doesn't like boats. So.
Oh, yeah.
That does suck.
No, I can't handle it. So I would rather just if I wanted to go see Robert, I'll just drive out to Seattle. So which isn't that far. And speaking of,
it's really not.
Robert. Robert here, you are, so obviously you're one of the members of the Dumpstack Charisma crew. You are the dungeon master of the Awakening. You are a player in the Hunt of the Ripper, which is a Star Wars game, the King's Ransom, which is a Fallout game, and you also co-host the two talk shows that you guys do, the Charisma Boost, which is my personal favorite. I look forward to that one every month. I love that show. Because the guys just take questions about everything, and they will answer whatever you ask them. So, and sometimes it is hilarious, but and other times it's just you get to really know these guys, and I've been fortunate to be able to get to know these guys. I've been in their Discord for months, and before I really started hanging out with Kim in Discords and stuff like that, I was really only hanging out in one Discord, and it was the Dumpstack Charisma Discord.
You've been quieter in our Discord.
I have been.
Yeah, he has been.
Until today, I was wondering why.
Yeah, now you know. I've been cheating. Because whatever. So, but I still think it is the best Discord. I love their Discord. They're a great group of guys. But Robert, and you guys all, well, I mean, it's funny how most of you all live in the same house, and that's awesome. But you guys all live near each other. It's not not everybody lives in the house, But you guys are all local, and that's kind of unique because there are many groups that don't get to do that. I want to know, if you could kind of give us a little insight onto how it all started for you guys, how you guys decided to do the streaming, and do that and get that out there.
Yeah. So, it all kind of started when Bjorn, who's one of my former roommates and one of my best friends, he quit his job. He had saved up a bunch of money so that he'd be stable enough without having his job. And his idea was to go back to school and kind of change careers. But he's also somebody who really likes crafts, and he had started doing leather work. He got together with one of his friends, and he started streaming his leather work. And over the course of a couple months, that became his career. He streams on Twitch, making all sorts of armors and all this kind of stuff. So it was a mix of him watching him do his craft thing and build this community, and then Critical Role and seeing what people playing D&D on Twitch, and people are engaged and following and watching, and having this idea of, well, we have somebody who knows how to do it, how to stream, and we all have played D&D for years. Why not we just give it a try? So those were the two main influences, were Critical Role and Bjorn. And we just we bought some bare bones equipment. I think we started with 3 cameras, one for the DM, and then since we're around a table, we have to get everybody into a shot. 2 cameras for the players. Made a really simple layout and just started. And from there, we've slowly added more equipment, added more shows, and doing all this kind of stuff. I think the best part about it has been the branding piece and building this community. Like, I never would have thought that we would be going to PAX and like people would be excited to see us there, type of thing. And that's just, it still blows my mind that people care that much about a silly little D&D show.
Well, but the thing is, like, people love. I mean, you guys have a solid following. You guys have, there are people that just love you guys. I love you guys. I hate the fact that like my vampire games are on Tuesdays because I have to stream up against you guys and stuff like that. That bugs the heck out of me. But it is what it is, and it's not that often. So, but it's I could talk about you guys all day long, honestly. But my girl Kerry is here. She is back out in public and showing that gorgeous face of hers. So so you're out in sunny California,
Yes.
not in the doldrums of Canada.
Yeah. Couldn't be happier about that right now.
And I mean, I have nothing against Canada. I love Canada. Thank you, Canada, for watching. We are definitely fans of Canada. But, it's not as nice as San Diego, probably.
It's called sunlight.
Yeah. Are you seeing this? Like, I'm starting to get tanned right now, and I don't know how to feel about this.
Oh, wait. Hey, I had friends who came from like Connecticut and up north, and when over the years they got tanner and tanner, they don't even get sunburns anymore, and they were like white as like a chalkboard.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. I'm like, I'm just gonna be red and peeling like this whole trip, and now none of my makeup like matches my skin tone, and I don't know how to feel again about that. It's just like, yay tan, but money.
Finding another foundation is such a pain.
It really is. I've been using the same color since I started using foundation because like I'm very lazy about my makeup, very simple, and I'm like, okay, I know what I want to buy, so I don't want to spend a lot of time picking up fucking. Oh my god, am I in here talking about makeup? Please stop me.
Yeah, you are.
I'm like, sure.
I can complain about my mascara. I mean, they discontinued it. No,
yeah,
that's fair.
Terrible.
My eyeliner gets whatever.
Oh yeah, the mascara with your glasses. That must really suck, Maddie.
Yeah, it really does. It's awful, So.
I'm so glad the one picture of me dressed as the Crow with full face makeup is never going to circulate the internet.
It really needs to. I want to see that.
It's full spike hair and everything, the full 9 yards, like white makeup, everything.
I bet it looks awesome.
It does.
Yeah.
I even did the teardrop with the black around my eyes all the way down. It was great.
Oh,
that's awesome.
But I'm glad it never will circulate the internet. I have the only copy.
All right, well, we'll have to get someone on that.
One of the best parts about being in California, though, is actually meeting up with so many people that I did meet on Twitter and Twitch and whatnot. Like, I've already met Quinn and Derek and his wife. Jesus Christ. A lot of people just keep kind of popping up. I need a calendar to keep up with all these dinners and stuff. Like, that's why I have to leave actually at 6:30 today. I'm so sorry, guys. But I definitely wanted to be a part of this for now. But meeting up with Derek and Quinn and Derek's wife, I'm sorry, I'm so terrible with names. And
Michelle?
I think that's it. Oh my god, I am horrible with names sometimes.
I am awful with names.
Riley.
Yes, Riley, of course, and
Riley.
Cy, of course. Like, we rocked out to
Michelle,
Rock Band.
Hey. Oh, I am 2 for 2 tonight. Wow. I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. I'm sorry, but I am terrible with names. And okay, anyway, but yeah, that's awesome. Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah. I'm really happy. Yeah, it's been wonderful just meeting everyone on like face-to-face level and just discovering that we're just as weird in person.
It's very comforting. I mean, it's the same when I went to Gen Con and I finally got to meet like CA and I got to meet a bunch of other people and I'm like, oh, this is what it's like to meet people in real life. Like Stavrik, meeting him in real life, that was great.
Oh, hell yes.
That was surreal.
Yeah, that would just be weird. I don't know.
Well, it's not like the Thread Raiders haven't been dreaming of trying to meet up one day, all of us in person.
Oh, I know that, but it's like we're all over the place, and I'm like in Idaho, so it's like no, for one thing, no one's coming to Idaho. No one wants to come to Idaho. There's no reason to come to Idaho. It's
potatoes.
I mean, you get potatoes anywhere. They're just like maybe a little bit cheaper here, So, but I
I was born there.
Well, but you don't live here anymore,
I lived there for like 6 months when I was a baby.
There you go. I lived in San Diego for like 6 months when I was 2, but that's it,
Well, you need to come back.
Yeah, it's California though.
Well, we already have plans. We're gonna meet in Vegas. It's okay.
That's right.
Vegas is fine.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Let's go to Vegas. I'm in.
Vegas is fine.
Hell yes, everyone meet us.
That's a good Thread Raiders location for all, like, just everyone in general. It's just like, let's just go to Vegas. It has everything we need.
And for Mark and I, it's great because like we don't like to fly, and Brian.
What?
Oh, thank you for the bits. That's
Oh.
a lot of bits.
Thank you.
Mwah. I love you, buddy.
And right there, that is the best reason about being in California is being able to spend time with Brian.
So cute.
Yeah, cheesy as fuck.
I love it. They're so adorable. Oh, so adorkable, really.
Yeah, that's the right word right there for it.
What was I gonna say? Oh, but because we don't fly, Vegas is only a 10-hour drive from Boise, and
That's not bad.
that's a
That's not bad.
fantastic drive. No, it's an awful drive, but it is because it's like literally through like nothing Nevada. Like there's nothing.
There's nothing there.
There's
is nothing.
nothing.
That's
You're
true.
just like driving through nothing. So
As somebody who's driven through Illinois for the most part, where it's just nothing but cornfields for endless miles, yeah, I know what it means by nothing.
yeah, and most there you go, Nebraska. She's in Nebraska. I'm in Idaho. Like outside of Boise, there's really not a whole lot. Like it's a lot of like mountains and forests and things and stuff and elk.
It's pretty.
I mean, to be fair, I just have swamp.
Yeah, but you're in Florida. That's
I mean, I got like 200. I got about 120 miles between swamp and nothingness. So it's like, once you get past the swamp and nothingness, it's like, oh, okay, now there's civilization again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Midwest.
We don't talk about that other place, Robert. We don't talk about that place.
Portland sucks.
That's where my dad is buried. So
I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
That plot of land is okay.
Yeah,
It's the only town I know where they will angrily just they'll get angry at authentic Mexican tacos and push them out of their own town. I don't understand this.
What?
Yeah.
It's Portland. They are weird though. I mean, it is kind of a weird place. I mean, our buddy Dak lives there, so we'll excuse that a bit. But it is an odd place, that's for sure. So
This is very true.
yeah, and audiobooks are the key to driving anywhere.
True.
Like our last trip to Vegas, we listened to the first book of Dragonlance Legends, Time of the Twins, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
Fantastic. The drive goes by so quick, and yeah. So Vegas for sure. We got to do that.
Hells yeah.
So I'm gonna have you and your co-host on next weekend, so we can talk about you guys, talk about the podcast. I think we might have a little fun there, and maybe have you guys bring on a couple topics that we can talk about and kind of do nerdy POV a la face to face, and
Not a bad idea.
have a little fun with that.
Yeah.
But one of the things because what maybe not everybody knows, but they probably should by now, especially if they follow me, is like because I talk about Threads of Fate all the fucking time.
What? What's this?
What?
What's the show you're talking about, Maddie?
I don't know. Like, who's this Noakes guy? Like, oh,
Yeah,
look
what's
at that.
T-shirt behind
That
you?
T-shirt
Yeah.
in the background.
I don't know.
Oh, what's this? Is this my Noakes? Like, oh, it's my Noakes from Hero Forge.
Love it.
Yes. So yeah, I talk about Threads of Fate a lot. But
Don't know what you're talking about, Maddie.
So Kerry is like her Malkacha character is like Noakes's, like they're like brother sister, hella tight. They're thick as thieves, because she is a thief and he technically was a thief for a while. So it's like I wanted to actually ask you about the concept and creation of the character, because I mean, personally, I find Mal very fascinating, a very fascinating character, and especially in those early months when we had a pretty decent following and whatnot, it was like Mal was definitely a fan favorite. So I'd like you to kind of talk us through a little bit of how that character came to be.
Honestly, first off, I just knew I wanted to play a rogue because they're my favorite class in the world. I hadn't been able to play one for a long time because when a new player came in, a rogue class was sometimes the easiest one for them to kind of slip into.
Yeah,
so I just kind of let that happen, but I love them. And my first time playing 5th edition, I was like, I need to play a rogue. This needs to happen. So honestly, I didn't even have like a character idea until I started writing her backstory.
Okay.
And I was really intrigued with the Underdark and the drow species in general.
Yes.
And yes, but I'm just like, okay, well, just like me, she can't fit in. Like she's just gonna be like, you know what? I don't like this whole like business. Like first off, I knew like, okay, she's gonna hate magic. That's as much as I knew, because like she was going. I can't get. This is so hard because so much of her backstory still hasn't been quite revealed.
Oh yeah, no, don't go. Yeah, don't give anything away. But it's really just the like where you kind of came up with some of these ideas, because I mean, really, it's I think out of all the characters in the game, there's definitely a lot of layers to Mal, and I think a lot of these layers also started to develop as the game went on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I honestly had no idea in the beginning where Mal was gonna go, or honestly that she was gonna live this long. So, but one of my favorite things is when writing a backstory up is including one of the other characters in the group. And I thought it would be a really cool idea if she had been hired to actually assassinate one of the other team members. But she's playing up like, oh yeah, I'm here as a friend. I'm here to help you out.
Right.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and unfortunately, it didn't work out the way that Mal thought it was going to work out. Oh, Durkin. I'm sorry, Bathurst. But
we miss you, Mike. We miss you.
We do. We really do.
But you didn't kill him. He killed him.
No. Yes, and I tried. She jumped off the cliff, and she really did try to save him there. But
oh yeah.
Yeah. But then like one big part of it too was talking to the DM about it, Quinn.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the coolest aspects, is like because he kind of knew the other characters' backstories and he kind of knew what was going to happen, we were able to kind of collaborate and talk about it, and like, oh well, this would be cool if this was kind of happening. And again, I can't go into too much detail about that much yet, but yeah, we have secrets too, Maddie.
Oh yeah, of course. No, we definitely have secrets. Noakes has a couple of his own. It's all good. But I think it was really fun how I think because we kind of talked. Some of us kind of talked a little about. We all kind of talked about how we were gonna like get our characters together, and so there were some aspects to the backstory that we all kind of were working together on and stuff like that. But of course, we all had all the stuff from before. But I thought it was really interesting how things really started to develop as we played the game and as the relationships started to develop and characters started to because I think there was a big part of Mal that was very what you call well, she was kind of kind of selfish,
Oh, very.
super
Yes.
selfish, in especially in the beginning. But as the game went on, she started to like really kind of care about, like not just herself, but for Noakes and then for the other people in the group, even Vathras, and it was
Eventually,
like,
yeah.
yeah. And so I love how that happens over time. And
I have to do say that this was the first character I've ever played that I've gotten into that much in depth and actually experienced that character development, and I absolutely love that.
And so talking about character development, stuff like that. Uh, I was hoping, Kim, you, so you've got your on the Beholder's Eye podcast, you have a monk, correct?
I do indeed.
And
Zalara of Termez.
awesome. And can you kind of tell us about her a little bit?
She trying to remember what's been revealed so far in the podcast. Okay.
Oh.
um like Mal, their secrets. So she is a wood elf monk, and her monastery was ransacked by a religious sect. Well, they weren't really religious, but they came seeking out those who didn't worship the god of the land called Theos.
Okay.
And so when Theos isn't being worshipped by these people, the Red Hand, they were called, came through. And because me and a few other people of the monastery were not of Theos followingness, they decided to kill all of the monks, and that couldn't continue because it was basically propagating like heathenism in the land, and that wasn't good in their eyes. So they like murdered everybody in the monastery, and the my master was tortured and burned in front of me. So Zalara has a little PTSD.
Okay.
And I didn't know
I approve of this.
Of course you would.
Tragic backstories are my favorite.
It's really, really bad. And so consequently, like it's been really interesting working with Alex, the DM, a little bit, because I didn't know that was going to be a thing, and she's my first character that I've ever made.
Right. That's one of the reasons why I wanted you to talk about this character, because it was because you are relatively very new to the game.
I am.
So this is your first character. That is wow.
That's pretty graphic.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's something else. I don't know if I could come up with that myself, because I tend not to think very darkly. I have a dark side. I will not, lie. I do have a dark side, but yeah, that's some dark shit right there. Like, wow, I love it.
Like, I applaud for the dark subplots.
Of course, Mage is all over this, So.
Oh, yeah. I'm just drooling.
Yeah, Alex made it much more graphic than I would have. But it's really made for interesting character development as I played, because like he'll mention, like, you smell this, it reminds you of your dead master, and it's like, how do you react to that? And
wow.
You got to act it out in the moment. It's
that's crazy.
I learned during that moment that I can cry in command, so that's a thing I know now.
Now, Robert, I know that you guys, was it Mike? He was running a Pathfinder game. Hellscape, that's it. And basically, the whole game ended with a TPK, like total party kill, and and I think I was watching charisma boost the other night, and you guys were this subject came up where, or was it the other night? Where the games that you guys have tend to end this way. Like, is that did I mishear something?
So yes and no.
Okay.
We have always had an issue finishing games, like as a group, dating back for years. Okay. We have had many of parties that end in TPKs where there's just no one left. Yeah, that's rough. But since we started, since we started streaming, we've gotten better. Like, we haven't had those lulls where you don't make a game, so you don't play for 2 months, and then people's availabilities kind of go wishy-washy and people stop showing up to sessions. But when you stream it, like, you got to be there.
Got to be there. Yeah.
You got to be there, or figure out a reason for why that character's not there, etc. So that has helped the games from not dying due to like lack of interest or scheduling type of thing. But we've had many parties die and just end the game. We had one where our Dragonborn disagreed with the party on what to do with these magical artifacts, so he shoved them in a bag of holding, which wasn't a great idea. We all died.
Oh, he shoved the artifacts in a bag of holding.
Yes.
Oh, okay. For a second there, my brain went, he shoved the party in a bag of holding.
Yes.
Yeah, that will kill the party for sure.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Wow. So Hellscape was particularly brutal because the DM mind controlled our gunslinger. So he's touch AC shooting everyone, and no one can really stop him from just getting annihilated. So the majority of the party was killed by one of the party members who had been dominated. So
that was a pretty rough game anyway, though, wasn't it? Like,
yeah. So Mike has a tendency to DM very violent, lethal games.
Yeah.
I imagine it's like playing a game that Jacky would DM, where the CR of the combat is well above the party, and it takes a lot to get through a combat, and then he's the type to stack combats on top of each other, so you've burned abilities, so you're not full strength going into a fight, and we rarely won combats. It was like we survived them, but we didn't win. Yeah.
I was there for a number of these shows, and every time I'd tune in, I'd be like, "Holy crap, Mike is fucked up! Like, come on, dude."
I was always pleased for some of those combats. Like, I was just like, "Yes, continue with the slaughter, please."
But Jacky, you just show up for the deaths. That's why you're there.
I mean, yeah, I'm there for the deaths. That's really all I'm here for.
Yeah, I mean, we were, I think, 10th level for that game, and like the third session in, we fought a Balor demon, which is CR20. Oh. So it was a rough game.
I remember. I was there for that. I remember now.
Well, we faced one as 5th level last night, but we gave up.
You are so lucky.
Gave up quick. No, my character is all about logic, and he's not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to just like fight this thing to the death.
Our party is a bunch of meatheads, so
yeah, well,
that's why they're dead.
Yeah, and for my players, they know if I start handing out a lot of magic items out of the blue, they know I have something terrifying coming in store for them, and I will personally take the credibility of Thanosing my players.
Yeah.
Spoilers by now for those who still don't know, haven't watched that movie.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Brian. All right, you gave us all that magical armor and stuff like that. You know what you did. I mean, we were fine. But yeah.
Sorry.
What were you saying, hun?
No, I was hoping that Sai was still gonna run in there and just ruin it for the rest of you guys.
So was I.
I mean, I was surprised that he stopped. I was thankful that he kind of like he took a step and then he kind of said something to me and was like, good, well, not now. Let's thank you, Jesus. But
Did
yeah,
you realize it wouldn't have ended up the same if Sanguine was there?
no.
No, that fight would have happened.
Yeah, you were all gonna die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we would have died the game before Sanguine was there.
Oh, it's
I mean,
true.
This is also
like,
true.
around all the Ifrit and all that stuff, and
Oh
they're
my
like,
God.
you know, like be chill, and we're all like trying to keep our heads down, not supposed to look people in the eyes and stuff like, and you know, I'm like, oh yeah, we would have been so dead.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You can't even bump into someone there and Sanguine is drunk 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna work out.
Oh my God, this is gonna be so much fun. You and Sylvia. Oh my God.
Yeah. Sanguine comes back next week.
I know.
Garen is going to have the constant migraines. Constant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I gotta say, Sylvie is a pretty fucking great character.
Like
I have
seriously.
to Brian for that entire family.
Eugenia.
Bumblefoot is
Yes.
a great character.
Oh my God.
That we could literally just have an entire show just called the Bumblefoots, and we would never question it.
That would be amazing.
It's just Brian interacting with
Yeah.
That should totally be a podcast idea where Brian is soloing the entire Bumblefoot interactions, just
God,
like
yes.
all of it.
I mean, that would be epic, but I don't think Brian's voice could handle that. Like,
Well, no, he would have to do it in tracks. So he has to. So we have a script. He would do each track separately, take a day off, then do the next track.
he would need like a number of days off. Like, yeah.
I'm like just waiting to hear the voice from the other side of the curtain right now.
Yay, new spin off. Woo!
Oh my God. Oh my God. So speaking of, Mage, you are notorious about going into other people's show, like other people's Twitch channels and begging for deaths and stuff like that. And so why don't you talk to us a little bit about your DM style?
Okay. Oh boy.
Because it seems like I could like I've joked before, you know, I have currently 19 backup characters made on D&D Beyond because I can't stop making these characters.
It's addictive.
It's so addictive.
We should form a support
I should
group.
tell you guys back in the day before this, like I still have about 200 to 300 of my character sheets from my college days of the 800 to 900 characters that I wrote. Because I got bored in class. Like I never, but I still did well in class, but I would get bored, so I would just write character sheets. So like on an average of a 3-hour class, I would write like 7 to 8 characters, and I even write paragraphs for backstories. So that's why my campaign setting actually doesn't need like random NPCs. I have 800 to sit on.
You're so lucky you're Asian.
I mean, I really was bored in my Calculus 3 class, not to brag.
All right. Hey, you know, it's
This show just took that turn. So.
great. Yeah, no. God, I'm gonna get spanked pretty hard for that.
Love you, Jacky.
Yeah, I know.
But anyways, so like I've joked before, it's like I have all these backup characters. I think I could probably get through a lot of these characters if I was to play in one of your games.
Well, I said to you before, if you were to be in one of my games, it would have to be in one of my games where mercy doesn't exist anymore. Because I actually do give mercy in my home games, because I know that that crushing the soul of a player as their character is horrifically torn to shreds, and or psychologically destroyed, and or probably entombed in a fate that they will never escape from, or probably escape from, but they'll probably be too deformed to remember themselves. So I generally like to give some mercy. I do give a good 20% amount of mercy. So I won't outright kill you, your dice will kill you for me. I don't have to do anything. I literally just make you keep rolling until the ones and the lower numbers start appearing, and then it just pays into my favor. But if I were to run a game that has no mercy, which I've done before, and it's very similar to like a meat grinder mode. The only difference is it's kind of like if anyone's ever played like Baldur's Gate or any of the older like D&D computer games, where in Baldur's Gate, in the first one, I kid you not, you can die in 10 minutes into the game. It is not hard to get a TPK in 10 minutes, and that's to a bear. That is not even to anything big. So
I tried to my husband bought me that Daggerdale game for something,
Daggerdale,
and I couldn't get out of the first room or something. Or something. It was either that one or maybe it was Baldur's Gate. I couldn't get out of a room, and I'm just like, I was playing for like an hour and I could not find my way out of this room, and I was like, I give up. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, that's believable. Like some of those games had a little questionableness about their design, but I usually, if I'm gonna have a game like that, I usually tell people, look, up front, this is a gritty world you're gonna be playing it, where death is a very high probability. Like generally in the way most people play Dungeons and Dragons now, they really want their characters to be heroes and to be like superheroes sometimes. So I don't discourage that. That's perfectly fine. Like, and I enjoy that actually. Sometimes I like to have my players actually feel good for overcoming these huge obstacles. So I usually try to make the obstacles a little bit more challenging, just because it's much more rewarding if you actually beat something that you should probably could beat, but it would take quite a bit of effort. So I usually try to do that, and I'll usually reward players for that. I won't discourage. I'm very generous with my rewards. Like, I mean, come on, I gave my players Infinity Stones. Let's be honest here. So, and they have 3 of the 7 I have in my world. So, they have about half. That's pretty sizable amount of power for the players. But I mean, just because they have 3 of the Infinity Stones doesn't mean I'm not going to have some Infinity Stones to play with. So, I balance it out in some way. But if it comes to like games like Curse of Strahd, where scarcity and death are very likely to happen, I will forewarn my players, like, hey, there's gonna be a way I can play this where it's still the same normal D&D, or we can go the grim, dark grittiness that will make this experience memorable and terrifying, and you might have psychological trauma out of this. So and I do like to have that kind of sense of investment, because sometimes having those stories where death is has a strong likelihood, people get invested, people start thinking of their choices more. I don't try to be like what some people think of like adversarialness, where I instinctively am out to kill the players. I mean, let's face it, if I won't just out of the blue just be like, oh, a ancient red dragon descends upon you at level 1 just for the shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, having an adult dragon at level 2 might have been a little pushing it. But
oh shit.
Maybe.
But then again, that dragon was actually fighting an army, so the players were really not actively fighting the dragon. They were just in the vicinity of the dragon.
Right.
So the game is called Dungeons and Dragons.
This is also true. I will say, though, I will give a shout out to rest in peace to Sarah Jessica Parker, the male horse of the party.
Oh my god. Oh.
I always name one male horse Sarah Jessica Parker in all my campaigns.
Okay, I am just gonna step over that, and I'm just gonna walk past that.
Nice.
Wow. Okay, and with that, we are gonna say goodnight. So we're gonna go around the room, have everyone tell them where they can find, where you can find them on the internet and what they're up to. This time, let's start with Kerry.
Oh, okay. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shrieky, SHRIEKEE. I don't know if it's down there.
It's right above her face. It's all, yep, right there.
Right there. And yeah, I'm really excited to be back to streaming. As Maddie said earlier, I'm doing Threads of Fate tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be back to Taldore next Wednesday, if all goes well. And I'm also getting back to wood burning again, which I'm very excited about. And I'm starting a new venture where I'm going to try and wood burn my own D&D themed clocks. So we will see how that goes.
Ooh, yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Nice.
I'm really excited.
Robert.
I like to burn.
Yeah, you can find me up there, DSC_Smurf on Twitter. You can find me on Twitch at the same place or at Dumpstat Charisma. That's where we play our D&D games every Monday and Tuesday night. There's some form of show going. We play a lot of 5e, some Star Wars, and then we have a couple talk shows as well. But that's where you can find me.
Love it. Kim.
I'm Matt's girl, as you can see above. You can find me on Twitter and all the Discord chats.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull her into the Dumpstat Discord just because.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Not from her point of view. She better be in there too. Because...
I DM'd an invite in the chat.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
So, got to go in there, and yeah, we gotta breathe some life into that nerdy point of view Discord.
Yeah.
It's it needs some life. Because
Hi, I'm live for Discord chat.
There we go. Like I brought her into the Thread Raiders Discord, and oh my gosh,
exploded.
It's exploded.
Like,
I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but it's got to be her. It's got to be her.
It's got to be, yeah. She's the shining light that will brighten up the nerdy point of view chat again. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And finally,
anyway,
where can we find you? What are you doing on the internet?
I also Mimic Nights, unfortunately, is also on Tuesdays, but it's the 2nd, 4th, and 5th Tuesdays on Welcome Party RPG. And then I'm also Service Desk Podcast is available on all the podcast things, minus Spotify. Don't go to Spotify; they're terrible.
Yeah.
I love Spotify. I don't use them for podcasts, though.
No. Like, I won't rant about that here. But you can find Service Desk Podcast all over the place. We are on Twitter at Service Desk Pod and the Facebooks and all that jazz. If you search for Service Desk Podcast, you'll find us. And then Beholder's Eye is just Beholder's Eye. The Beholder's Eye is our evil twin, as we like to call them.
Yeah, so look them up on Twitter and make sure you're looking at the picture with the beholder with the eye, and it's very
a black dice with a big green eye on it.
Yeah, look for that one because I saw the two and I was like, wait a minute, no.
Yeah, it's a little. We just happened to they both started within a few days of each other too. It was bizarre, but
that is bizarre.
If you do start listening to that, Solara doesn't come in until episode 15, but it's been super duper fun.
I was just listening to some of the most recent episode today. So, yeah, because I like to do a little research on my guests. Even though I know you guys, but it's like I don't
just refresh.
Always have.
Name, Maddie.
I don't know.
Some good research.
I just learned your last name not that long ago, dude. And finally, Jacky.
Hi, everybody. You can find me on Twitter on that wonderful Twitter handle. You can also find me on my website at deathbymage.com. And you can also check out Journey into the Feywild on the DMs Guild. It's somewhere in there. If you just type in Journey into the Feywild, it'll pop up. And then let me see, where else am I? I don't know where I am anymore. I'm just here and everywhere.
He's kind of all over the place, like most of us. We are lurking on Twitters and Discords and all sorts of little things. We're all over the place. You can't get rid of us. We're here forever. Maybe. Yeah, it depends until we get bored.
Until Jacky DMs us.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I will say this, my Dark Arcana supplement has blood magic and insanity and madness. So if we ever play Curse of Strahd and IDM, those are going to be in there.
Oh, fun.
And God, I really want to play Curse of Strahd again. I don't know what it is. And for those of you that are hanging out and watching us, there is an awesome stream going on my buddy Adam's channel. at Time Breas. They are playing Curse of Strahd, and it is a great game. Their DM is fantastic. It's some demented homebrew shit. It is crazy, and I love it. And I mean, I was really bummed that I had to do the only time I could really schedule this last pilot was during his game. I love you, Adam. I hope your game's going well. I will be into checking you soon. But thank you, everybody. I am Maddie. I am your host, and you can find me on Twitter and all the places under So Maddie Games. You can also buy some awesome shirts like the Dirty 20 and the Dirty 20, and there's Noakes, and I've got more. And you can't buy a Smurf shirt, but you can buy a shirt just like it, but with different coloring. You can get the Beard 20 and all sorts of fun shirts at sonerdwear.threadless.com. And I now have a sticker shop on TeePublic. You can get all my designs as stickers for two. Right now, most of them are at $2 because they do that when you first upload them, and then they'll be like $2.50. And I think I get 50 cents for every sale. I don't care, but I love stickers, and I wanted people to have stickers, and so there we go. There are stickers. Yeah. There is a little link down underneath the screen here to the sticker shop, to the main shop. I'll be doing Extra Life with the Thread Raiders, and so there's a donate button there at the bottom. If you'd like to donate to us, the money that I collect goes to St. Luke's Children's Hospital here in Boise. It's a fantastic, fantastic hospital, and kids in Boise need love too. Okay? And then of course there's a link to my YouTube, which you'll be able to find the other pilots to this thing that's going to happen September 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. I will have the three co-hosts of the Nerdy Point of View podcast, Kerry Lyons, Martin Franklin, and Brian Penaloza. They will all be here. We're going to have some fun, and hopefully you'll all join us. I'd like to thank my guests for being here, for being your amazing selves. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and stuff. And I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Maddie.
Yeah,
love you, Maddie.
Yeah,
thank you.
Love you.
So we're going to say goodbye, and thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.